Welcome back. Now, this afternoon, our friends from World Vision are here to discuss their humanitarian work as they mark 40 years of work in Ghana. 40 years. Now, in case you didn't know, World Vision is an international partnership of Christians whose vision for every child is life in all its fullness. Of course, that is their prayer for every heart, the will to make it so. World Vision International started working in Ghana in 1975 and opened their national office in 1979 in response to economic and social challenges being faced in some parts of the country at that time. Now, World Vision Ghana works in 14 of our 16 regions, and they currently have 22 area programs. Since they began, World Vision has remained dedicated to working with the most vulnerable children, families and communities to overcome poverty and injustice, inspired by Christian values. So today's discussion is a precursor, if you will, to the big event happening tomorrow, which is the Thursday, November 28, 2019, at the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons in Ridge, here in Accra. So their theme is World Vision Ghana at 40, celebrating our promise to the Ghanaian child. I want to introduce you to our guests. First, say hello to Carla Denizard. Carla is a regional leader for the West Africa region of World Vision International. Carla is here with Reverend Aaron Fant, who's the senior pastor, Sanctuary of Wind and Fire Assemblies of God, which is a church located in Kanvili, Tamale. And here with them is Dickens Tunde, who is the National Director of World Vision Ghana. And of course, it's an honor to have you all with us this afternoon. Thank you for making the time. All right, so well, why don't we get started with a discussion about World Vision and what you've been doing in Ghana for the past 4 decades.
Yeah, like you just said it, Kojo, World Vision is a Christian relief and advocacy organization that has been working in this country for the past 40 years. We are part of an international partnership, currently working in over 100 countries. So this is our best moment ever when we can look back 40 years. As they say, life begins at 40. Yeah. We feel like we are now just beginning, but there's so much for us to celebrate. Given the work that has been done over those years, particularly touching on the lives of children. Children are at our heart in all that we do. So we do have interventions that we have done in many places in this country that range from child protection. There are everyday children that are subjected to some kind of violence by adults, caregivers and others, and there are cultural practices including female genitation, mutilation, as well as child marriages. You know, as you may remember, 2 years ago we launched a campaign of ending child marriage, partnering with many other organizations in this country. We have done a lot of programs in education, you may wish to know. And our trademark probably in World Vision Ghana is our water, sanitation and hygiene programs. We have supported communities in the past 40 years with over 3,000 boreholes. And we celebrate the end of Guinea worms, for example. World Vision was very instrumental in those days when Guinea worm was a big problem. But through concerted efforts with government and other actors, we were able to eliminate that. So there's so much, as I said, to celebrate in these 40 years. Thank you.
I was going to ask what have you achieved, but you've outlined so many of them. Is there anything you've missed? Is there any other big milestone, something that World Vision is particularly proud of having done in the past 40 years in Ghana?
The list, as you say, is long, but we can continue. Education, for example. It's an area where we have helped construct 1,000 primary schools across the country, 500 kindergarten or nursery schools, as well as 200 junior high schools. And then we have had an improvement program for literacy. We learned that children below this age of 7 can hardly read and write with comprehension. So we have launched several programs that have improved literacy up to 64%. within a program area, just through interventions such as training of teachers and how to actually teach the children. You know, sometimes we have a tendency to think that children don't know, and as a result, they have to be taught. But there are more modern ways of bringing out something out of the child so that the children themselves can actually learn by themselves with facilitation from the instructors.
Now, Reverend Fant, they've been around for so long. You must have been aware of them as a child. Did they have any impact on you growing up?
Sure. World Vision is a God-sent organization that has brought deliverance to so many children, and I'm a privileged beneficiary of their interventions. Growing up as a child, there was limited opportunities for us to school because the school available in my village, I had to run shifts. There were some that went in the morning and others who went in the afternoon.
Sounds like double track to me.
Yes, double track system. But thankfully, World Vision intervened. They built a very big primary school for us. And myself and other friends were schooled through their education intervention program. And by the grace of God today, we are who we are through the work that they did in my community. And I can testify that World Vision has really been a God-sent program. Yes, today we draw a lot of inspiration from the work they did and how they helped us. They mapped us to caretakers in the US who sponsored our education, and they provided clothes to people that otherwise would have come to school virtually naked. Sometimes some of the friends across sent support in the form of food, you know, to even help the students. And I think that the testimony of World Vision is so big.
Wow.
It's so big.
No doubt we can see the impact it's had on your life. Now, let's talk about some of the challenges. So clearly, it can't have been smooth sailing all the way through 40 years. There must have been some tough moments, some difficulties, challenges that you've been able to overcome.
Well, I think like with any non-governmental organization, you know, there's always some challenges related to funding, you know, but I'm pleased to say that we are on our way to revitalizing our sponsorship program. We have a new program that's actually being launched right now for Ghana, which is called The Chosen, and we're expecting over the next 5 years to reach over 5 million children in Ghana, and really focusing on the most vulnerable children that if World Vision wasn't there would never get any help.
Wow. Well, thank goodness World Vision is there. Let's look to the future now. Next 40 years, what can the children of Ghana expect from World Vision?
Well, I think they should expect to have more clean water, more access to education, improved health and nutrition status. We're planning to reach those areas, like I mentioned, that no one is there, can go, you know, really deepening our commitment to vulnerable children and protecting them, you know, and valuing them and encouraging their participation. You know, we really want children to live to their fullest and to achieve and bring about transformational development.
It's wonderful. All right, well, perhaps I'll give one of you the final word here. What's that one thing that you think people should walk away from this conversation with? What should that one thing be that sticks in their mind about World Vision?
Okay, let me make this submission. Yesterday, I had a conversation with someone I consider a son in the ministry. This gentleman was once a street boy. He was hawking, and one day I met him. He used to sleep in Tamale at the Jubilee Park. Yes. And I met him and I asked him what he does. He just told me he sells things. And I introduced him to World Vision. He had dropped out of school, but very intelligent. World Vision followed up on him. And today as I speak, he's a medical student in Ukraine.
Unbelievable.
Yes, through the intervention of World Vision. And he's also pursuing a course in ministry, coming back to impact the lives of several Ghanaians. This is just one, including my life, and several others. I could go on and on and on and on. So World Vision, for me, is a heaven-ordained organization that is sent to rescue helpless destinies.
You know what, I think I'll give everybody the chance to have a final word there. That's just inspiring. That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, I think that you'll see us, accelerating the work that we're going to do. Our strategy is called Our Promise. We just had our triennial council where we have a new president and CEO for the organization. And by the grace of God, our faith and development activities, we want to live out our faith with boldness and humility and bring as much transformation as we can.
That's wonderful. Mr. Tunde?
Yeah, for me, I would say really, this celebration, as I said, is about children. It's not about World Vision. Rather, children should celebrate the work of World Vision in the last 40 years. However, having said this, the challenges that face children are still there. And my appeal to the public is that let's hold hands together. We can only begin to make a positive dent in the lives of children if we work collectively together, because the challenges are many and will continue to be there. But if we hold hands together, we will certainly create a better future for our children in this country.
Excellent. So is there a program of events to celebrate your 40th?
Yes, tomorrow at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, right. We will be there from 9:30 until 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, and what's going to happen? What are you doing?
So we will have some displays of some of the work that's happening across the country, and then we have our partners also erecting their own stands there, and then we will have some testimonies from those that have benefited and seen World Vision at work across the country, some of which will be captured in a video form, and others will be live testimonies, and then we'll also have a time of Thanksgiving. We have asked the Archbishop Duncan Williams to just lead us in a time of thanksgiving for what God has done for this country through World Vision over the last 40 years and commission us into the future. So this will be a moment where I would encourage everybody not to miss. Come and be part of this celebration and be a part of the future that we are trying to create together.
Wow, 40 years of World Vision in Ghana. No doubt you've impacted numerous lives. Here's to the next 40 years, and we wish you the very best with your celebrations.
Thank you very much.